I wanted to see how far I could go without writing a single line of code. Not a demo, an actual game built and shipped. The result is MicroRaceDriver, a retro Commodore 64 flavored top-down racer built in Flutter and uploaded to TestFlight. I drove the vision, and AI did the coding, compiling, simulator runs, log reading, refactors and fixes, and when it worked on the first run, I grinned like a kid in an arcade. I chose Flutter because I can read it. Widgets and CustomPainter made the code understandable even if I didn't type it, and one codebase covers iOS and Android. The painter-only approach also fits the 80s vibe without dragging me into Shaderland. My loop was simple. I'd ask for a focus change. Codex, my AI pair, would write a surgical patch, compile, launch a simulator, read the logs and fix errors on its own. I didn't micromanage. I tested, I nudged, and it kept momentum. Some front-page graphics came from ChatGPT and Codex just integrated them. We started with the call loop, lane driving, AI traffic, hazards, pickups, and 3 lives. The whole world is hand-painted each frame, no pre-made sprites or a 3D engine, and it just makes it feel like a tiny console sneaking into your phone. At night, twin headlight cones carve through the darkness and taillights glow just enough to keep traffic readable. For controls, I wanted a clean start, swipe-only steering and a 3-second swipe-to-steer hint. Then Nitro arrived, my kind of feature. Pick it up and the whole world surges. At first, it only looked faster, so I said so. Codex then scaled the world flow and the head-up display's top speed, and suddenly it felt fast. The audio is all synthesized. There's a resonant noise engine, a chiptune loop, and crunchy sound effects. We got rid of the initial clicks and pops with longer loops and equal power crossfades. On iOS, Codex set the playback category and streamed wave bytes directly, then prewarmed caches so the first note never stutters. It was the kind of polish I didn't expect to get from an AI, and it made the car feel alive. Performance was a big challenge. When lights and audio came together, the game got sluggish. I described what I felt. Codex profiled, patched, reran, repeat until the frame pacing snapped back. We lightened blurs and dropped fancy glints on iOS, switched to paint-driven repaints so only what's necessary redraws, cast the head-up display text, and kept audio bytes in memory. No shader rabbit holes, no asset bloat, just a handful of targeted changes that did less work per frame while keeping the mood. The coolest part was not having to ask for every fix. Deprecations popped up, and it migrated to PopScope. The head-up display clipped under the status bar, and it offset for the safe area and reflowed the text. Sometimes Codex solved the problem in the logs or the UI and simply cleaned it up. It felt like pairing with a senior developer who cares about polish. For distribution, we kept it pragmatic. We skipped GitHub Actions and used Fastlane. I provided credentials and screenshots, Codex wired the lanes, built the IPA and AAB, and pushed to TestFlight. Seeing that first build processing in App Store Connect was a genuine we did it moment. What I learned is that picking a readable stack lets you stay in control of the architecture even when the AI writes the code. Small prompts, visible diffs, device testing, and a living checklist are the difference between it runs and it ships. And the best moments weren't the flashy features. They were watching the AI refactor and fix from logs and context while I just said, yep, ship that. MicroRaceDriver started as a zero-code experiment. It ended up as a highly playable and fun game. If you want the gritty details, commits, patches, and the release flow, I put the full write-up in the description. Thanks for watching.